What's up, guys? It's Coach Matt with our Friday workout. Let's begin with our warm-up. 2 rounds through, your choice, row, bike, or ski, 10 calories. If anybody wants to jog at 200, be my guest. Then we are going to do a little complex of some slow squats. We're preparing for our back squats. We're just taking our time, not rushing these, getting nice down and low, get a little extra stretch at the bottom there, right? Practice stretching over the knee over the toe, so we're getting a good ankle stretch as well as a hip stretch. Then we're doing windmills with a light kettlebell. So cock both feet to one side away from the arm that is holding the kettlebell, and then we're pivoting down, sliding the back of the hand down the front leg, keeping both legs bent, and the arm that's supporting the kettlebell is always straight or perpendicular to the ground. That's a slow stretch exercise, and you should feel it in. So if I'm doing my kettlebells in the right hand, left hand is going down my left leg, I want to feel that stretch in the glute on the right side or the trailing side, and then the inner thigh or the groin on the leading side, okay? Next one is going to be our hip adductor work here. This is going to be a bent knee hip adductor squeeze. So I'm going to get to the bench. My knee is bent, my hips are sagging down. I've got the inside of my knee on the top of the bench there, and my bottom leg is down on the ground. I'm trying to get my body straight when I do this one as I squeeze up, right? So I'm like trying to squeeze the pad of the bench between my knees and then extend and lower it down, right? The only thing I don't want to do here is be tucked, like have my knees or my hips flexed. So I would like my hips to be straight. So there's a straight line that goes from my chest all the way down to my thighs, right? And I'm just squeezing 5 times, sagging down, squeezing up, and you get a little bit of side plank action on that one too, as long as you're squeezing those external obliques on the outside. Our last one is burpee jumps, okay? So plant those hands, kick the feet back to a plank position, and then hop back up. Wide feet outside the hands. Try to get your toes to be in line with the heel of your palm, okay? After we get done with 2 rounds of that, we can do our back squat warm-ups. We're definitely gonna need some warm-up sets in between your warm-up and your first set of 3, because the first set of 3 is at 82%, and then we're trying to add 2% per round to get to a final weight of 3 reps at 90%, which should be approximately a 3 rep max for our back squats, okay? So feel free to take like 2-3 warm-up rounds in between the regular warm-up and the actual lifting sets. There's no supersets on this today. It is just a pure back squat, so make sure, especially on rounds 3, 4, 5, you're taking, 2.5, 3.5 minutes in between each round, right? When you're done with that, we're doing a little core and accessory work followed by a little 6-minute cash out. And the cash out is a little spicier than it might look on paper because it's a lot to do in 1 minute. But the 3 rounds for quality, I'm giving this a 12-minute cap because I want you to keep it moving, but none of these are super high intensity. You'll still get your heart rate up and you'll be breathing heavy to get them done, but it's just accessory work, okay? So we're starting off with dead bugs, 8 reps on each side. And I should mention that we're gonna do this for 3 rounds, and you can just kind of go steady pace through these. No specific orientation on the dead bug. You can do like all 4 at the same time, or you can do opposite sides, same sides. You can do 1 at a time. You can brace the ceiling if you want to. The main focus on the dead bug is the lower abdominals and sucking that belly button towards the ground and keeping the back of your head touching the ground so that it forces you to focus on the lower part of your core. Wall angels. So my back is to the wall, elbows to the wall, knees bent, and I'm pulling my belly button again towards the wall the same way that I was on the dead bugs. And I'm just extending my arms up overhead and then pulling them back down to the side, not rushing these, stopping at both ends of the movement, making sure my arms get all the way straight. When I get up to the top, don't have those elbows be bent, and always be flexing the arms towards the wall no matter how far they are away from the wall, or even if they're touching the wall and you have fantastic shoulder mobility, still be squeezing and pressing them against the wall. Last one is just a light single leg RDL. So with a weight in one hand or 2 hands, I'm kicking that back leg back, trying to keep my hips as flat as possible, and the knee doesn't bend that much, right? In the Romanian deadlift, it's just barely bent, and I'm going down to wherever my hamstring stops me. Some of you guys may touch the ground, some of you may not, but just make sure that you stop the movement before your back rounds on that. So we get through 3 rounds of that in 12 minutes, and then we're going right into a 6-minute EMOM. And the 6-minute EMOM is just body weight stuff, but it should get your heart rate up nice and high. I want you to scale the number of movements, the difficulty of the movements, so that you just barely get a little bit of rest every round. So I want you to be hustling. I want you to get like, say, 10, 12, 14 seconds of rest every round. So we can all start on the ground. 3, 2, 1, go. I'm gonna do 8 lying leg raises, right? All the way to the ground, and then reach up, pick something and see. There you go. Tap a J hook. After you tap the J hook, then we're gonna roll over and we're doing grasshoppers. But try to do them fast, okay? So when I say fast grasshoppers, what we're practicing is having only one foot on the ground at a time. So I'm reaching, touching the knee to the elbow, and then jumping to the other foot, okay? Like this. So only one foot should be touching the ground. And then I can go right into my first of 2 to 4 burpees. And I said 2 to 4 burpees because some people legitimately take longer to do a single burpee, and some people can do them quicker. So if you can do 4 burpees in like 10 seconds, then good on you, and I want you to do 4 burpees. If 2 burpees takes you 12 or 14 seconds, then I want you to do 2 burpees, and you're still working hard, and we're still gonna get a few seconds of rest, but I don't want you to do like 4 burpees and then be at like 1 minute and 7 seconds and be automatically behind on the second round. So I want you to have a fighting chance of working hard and getting like 10 to 14 seconds of rest per round, and then hustling into the next round, okay? So whatever you gotta do to make that interval. And that's it for today. Have a great Friday, and I'll see you guys on Saturday.